Assalamu alaikum. So today we're going to discuss Hadith number 13 from your O-Levels Islamiyat syllabus from P2. It's Hadith number 13. This Hadith is based on individual conduct. I will read out the Hadith for you. إنما مثل صاحب القرآن كمثل صاحب الإبل مؤقلة إن أحد عليها أمسكها وإن أطلقها ذهبت. He who studies the Quran is like the owner of tethered camels. If he attends to them, he will keep hold of them, but if he lets them loose, they will go away. Teachings within the Hadith. For Muslims, it is an obligatory duty to study the Quran. It's an obligation on each and every Muslim to study the Quran, whereas in our society nowadays, Muslims are lacking in this field. Not just for once, but recitation, understanding, and implementation throughout life. So, some people make their kids go through the Quran once and then they just leave it. No, it is every Muslim's duty to go through the Quran's recitation on a regular basis, not just through the regular recitation, but also understand the Quran, because the book was sent for understanding. And then after understanding the Quran, then implementing the Quran throughout life. It holds the status of a guidebook for mankind, which should be consulted again and again. When you have a guidebook, like a cookbook, what do you do? When you're trying to cook something, you follow it again and again. You refer to the pages and whatever you want to do. Likewise, the Quran was sent as a guidebook. You're supposed to go back to it for guidance again and again. Now, in this hadith, the example of tied up camels, tethered camels means tied up camels, is due to the worth of camels at that time. Now, at that time in Arabia, the most expensive thing, the most worthy thing was camels, and that was red camels in fact. So at that time, it was because of the worth of camels, Arabs could understand the worth of what is being trying to be explained. Unattended camels are bound to be taken or go loose themselves if you just tie up some camels and leave them there. Never look back at them. Never feed them. What's going to happen? Somebody will steal them, or they'll just, manage to break loose themselves and then go and find food wherever. Arabs understand the worth of camels equivalent to the world's most expensive sports car. Now, for you to understand the value of camels in that day and age, just think of the most expensive sports car, a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or whatever you think is expensive. Would you leave that unattended? No. You would not leave it unattended because it's so valuable and you've spent so much money on it. If left unattended, it will be broken into and stolen. Same for the Muslims is the value of the Quran. Whereas, the Quran should be as valuable for the Muslims in their lives as, the most expensive thing that they think they can ever buy. It should be a Muslim's most precious possession in heart and mind. Because if we just focus on what we think is precious in our hearts and minds, all the gold that we have, if we have diamond jewelry, if it's your favorite car, if it's your PlayStation, you think these are your precious things. Nowadays, mobiles, we've become slaves to our mobiles. Anything that you think is precious for you, put that aside. The most precious thing in your heart and mind should be the Quran. This hadith emphasizes on the need to keep on reviving our hifz. If you're a hafiz, you have to keep on reviving it. If you don't keep on revising it, then what will happen? The hifz will leave from you as if like tethered camels, as if camels would run away. Your knowledge, if you don't keep on reinforcing your knowledge based on the Quran, then that will also one day be taken away from you. And practice from the Quran, practicing, practicing Muslims, you have to carry on with that also. Or if you don't carry on with permanent practice, one day you will not remain practicing Muslims. If not, we will also go astray. Like if we don't revive our hifz, our knowledge, our practice from the Quran, we will also go astray. We will go astray from the right path. Like we will wander away exactly like those camels, unkept camels, unguarded camels, or unguarded car would be taken away. The Quran would be taken away from us. Wander away from the straight path and lose the Quran. That is what would happen to us. We must follow the instructions for ultimate success in the hereafter. Teachings into actions. How can these teachings be brought into action? There's a hadith, the one who studies the Quran and teaches it is the best amongst you. Muslims need to study the Quran and then also teach it. Try to read it daily, try to understand it, and try to implement it in their daily lives. Most Muslim families pay attention to qiraat. They do the recitation, but not to understanding. I think every single household of Muslims do manage to do the recitation of the Quran, but what they don't manage to do is understand it. Understanding the Quran means understanding what a Muslim is. Once you understand the Quran, you understand your reason of presence in this society, why you were created, where you're going to end up to. Some Muslim countries teach the Quran in schools. Alhamdulillah, even in Pakistan now, the Quran has started being taught in schools. And the tafsir is also being, not the tafsir, I think the tarjamatul Quran. It is the tarjama of the Quran is being, even that is a good initiative. Recently, the federal government of Pakistan introduced teaching the Quran in schools. This was my presentation from, I think, 5 years back. So at that time, yes, it was introduced, and now it's full in action, alhamdulillah. Masses should visit the state-of-the-art institutes for Quranic education. There are beautiful state-of-the-art institutes for Islamic education. Islamic Research Foundation, the Dawah Academy in Islamabad, Al-Huda International. These are excellent state-of-the-art institutes in which Islamic education is being provided. Individually, one should try to take time out daily to recite it. And now you don't even need to go to an Islamic research center. Now you have apps that are easily available on your mobile phones, like Quran 360. You've got the Quran, different tafsirs there. Any tafsir that you want to listen to, any recitation that you want to listen to will be present there. Any hadith that you want to follow can be found there. Then you have Quran for All app that is from Al-Huda International, that is also there. And Islam Pro or Quran Pro Muslim Pro is also an app that can be used to study and understand the Quran. So these things have become very easy in our day and age. This is the question that you're given always. P2, question number 1. Choose any 2 of the following hadith. Describe the teachings about what Muslims believe. Explain how Muslims can put these teachings into action. I hope I managed to satisfy